Come out of the box.
Hello YouTube, cheers and welcome to the basement. My name is Bruce Lively.
And I'm D-Boy Slim.
Now the basement is the first daily hip hop debate show. From Tuesday through Friday we tackle the most intriguing topics in hip hop culture and the world around it. Today we decided to go light. We're going to debate the long awaited debate. Who is our top 10? It's very simple. You've been waiting for this. Any hip hop show's got to have it. My top 10, D-Boy Slim top 10. With that being said, Lego.
Come out of the box, boy.
Today's topic, folks. Whose top 10 list is the best? Bruce or Slim's, of course. So we're going to go from the bottom up to the top. All the way to the number one rapper, which by the end of the show, y'all tell us what y'all think and, who's more accurate than who.
It's gonna be obvious.
Now let me start by saying first, with these rap lists, the thing I always find intriguing is the fundamental differences of what people consider the best, or who people consider hot, or who people consider classic or legendary. So I took the liberty myself of creating a criteria in which you will hear my MCs based on. And that criteria goes a little something like this. My MCs based on 1 through 10 will be based upon record sales, not only record sales, longevity in the game, because I don't think you could be a legend without longevity. Style. Y'all know Slim is all about style. Authenticity. That's a big one in my book. I don't hear a lot of people really, it's this and that, and then dudes go to the hood and talk about, they said I ain't from the hood. Like, somewhere along the line, authenticity has to count. Versatility, meaning you're versatile in your content, concepts, delivery. You can interchange and adapt. Versatility. Consistency, meaning when I'm not, in my book, you're not the best if you drop that one album 10 years ago. You can't be the best when there's other dudes that consistently have dropped excellent and classic albums. There's no comparison. And also influence. Last but not least, but influence.
Okay.
That means a lot. How you've influenced the culture. That's the criteria that I'm going. Now, Bruce may have a different, but that's the criteria that you'll hear Slim on.
Not bad.
Right? So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let me break it down for Bruce real quick.
Please do. 10 through 6, what you got?
Checking in at number 10 would be Mr. T.I. Some may feel that's slighted, and he needs to be ranked up. When you hear the rest of my list, I'm sure you understand. I don't really know or pay attention to the dudes who may say that he doesn't deserve to be in the top 10. If you listen to T.I.'s body of work and what he's done for the culture and continues to do to this day, this is what I mean when I say consistency and longevity. As my man and myself have pointed out in previous shows, he has songs talking about what's going on in today's world, and not only from a street perspective, but just from an everyday, a father who's raising his kids' perspective, as he's spoken out about issues with Lil Wayne. But not to get off topic, T.I. is my number 10. Checking in at number 9, I'm going to have to put my man Big L.
Big L.
With that one, all those who know what I'm talking about, salute. Mr. Harlem, Mr. Flamboyant, When we talk about style, delivery, versatility, this is what we mean. Check back, people. Check back. Do your homework if you don't know. But I know it's a few of us out there that know what time it is.
Tell them.
L is one of those you would consider your rappers, your favorite rapper's favorite. He's one of them dudes. L, believe me, all your favorites studied him. Big Pun. How you gonna have a top 10 list about rapping and not have Big Pun? That's who's number 8 on my list. Big Pun. We all know, I know the catalog was short on his part. He had the 2 albums.
Mm-hmm.
First Latino to go platinum, I believe. Big Pun.
Facts. In hip hop.
Influence. It's not coincidence. Check how Eminem and that delivery, that tongue twisting and all of that. Nobody did it better.
Okay.
Nobody did it better than Pun. Don't want to hold you. Checking in at number 7. There's Andre 3 Stacks.
Number 7.
There's Andre 3 Stacks.
Number 7.
There's Andre 3 Stacks.
Oh.
We won't front on him.
Man.
I know and y'all know what he's meant to the game. Some call him the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Can't say that. But he definitely deserves mention on the top 10 list, and on my list he's number 7. And checking in at number 6, well, that would be Tupac Shakur. What stand out, or what stood out to me in particular with Tupac's music, I think out of anybody on my list, and should be on anybody's list, he may have been the most influential rapper in history. And that may stand to this day.
Okay.
I'll let Bruce check in with his 10 through 6.
Okay, this is a decent top 10. I mean, decent 10 through 6. What's funny is ours is very similar. Now, this is my criteria. We got pure rap and poetic skill. Okay? The words that you use and how they were effective. Number 2, musical and sonic creativity. The beats you chose, or if you're making the beats on your own.
It's to be respected.
Okay, it's to be respected. The creating of these songs musically and sonically is a big part of hip hop. That to me is number 2. Style, voice, and syllabalistic prowess.
Say that one word again.
Syllabalistic prowess. That means the syllables. You want to know who has syllabalistic prowess? Eminem. If I can give you an example. How you rhyme with the 3rd word on the 3rd line to the 4th word on the 5th line, and how it came back and how many syllables you used in between. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
And last but not least, cultural influence. Not just influence, but cultural influence. It's all about the same though. Let's not go too far into it. Pac comes in at number 10. Why? Because when it comes to cultural influence, hands down, he's the GOAT. There's nobody on a scale from 1 to 10. He's the 10 on cultural influence. Nobody I know who touched more people for whatever reason it was. More of my friends, younger generation, older generation, our mothers, our grandparents, and probably down to our grandchildren, that will be touched more for whatever reason by the young man named Tupac. That style and that voice and his syllabalistic prowess and how he used it. It never changed. It wasn't very versatile, but it was in history one of the best. So it never needed to change. Number 9, T.I. I don't have to say why. He already said why. And a lot of people on this list from 10 to 6, I would assume is going to be the same. But I'm going to say right after T.I. coming in at number 8 is Common. Common was always on my top 15, but with the last album that he dropped last year, you guys please check it out. He proved himself to be just as good as he always was, if not better. And it was relevant. It was needed. It was necessary. It was powerful, and it had the pure rap poetic skill. The music that was chosen, he had a song on there featuring Stevie Wonder, The music and sonic creativity, outstanding. His style and his voice, another one of the staples of hip hop, and the cultural influence was obvious. Number 7, Big L. Once again, we agree. Big L, if he's not on your top 10, you're lying to yourself. Nobody embodied all those 4 criteria that I put any more than Big L. After Big L, you're just really saying how much. And number 6, unfortunately, KRS-One. Because on my criteria, it doesn't allow for stupid statements. My criteria doesn't allow for the problems that you've had personally. And it doesn't allow for, unfortunately, protecting child molesters. In just rap alone, he's number 6. In life, he lost. In rap, he's number 6, and you all know why. One of the pioneers. His musical and sonic creativity, as far as the beats he chose and helped to make. A lot of people don't know that he was right there in the studio. His cultural influence. He's actually a teacher of men, young men. So, with all of his flaws not being withheld, at number 6 is KRS. And I'd like to hear what you got next. We agreed on a lot. T.I., Big L, and Pac. Go ahead.
It's interesting to see that we view hip hop and some of our favorite artists the same. With that, checking in at my number 5.
5?
Well, that's gonna have to be Biggie. I know everybody, you say Pac, you say Big, you say Big, you say Pac. Well, Pac was my number 6. Personally, in my book, Big is my number 5. I know it was only 2 albums, but those 2 albums, they've stood the test of time. And they're still probably 2 of the greatest albums. And it's Ready to Die for sure. If we had a top 5 of classic albums, Ready to Die is there. So
period.
It's not a far-fetched that he's my number 5 artist of all time. Checking in at number 4, that would have to be the God. The 18th letter, Mr. Rakim.
Okay.
I hear a lot of lists, and I don't hear Rakim on it.
That's a problem.
And I don't know if that's because we tend to side with what's more relevant or more current, rather than what was back then and what pioneered it. But one thing I measure it by is, could he have stood up in any era and been the best? And that holds true to this day.
Facts.
You look at Drake, Kendrick Lamar. You look at Jay-Z, you look at Nas. Any era you want to talk about. And he's probably the father of some of them dudes that I just named.
At least 2 of them.
But in any era that you want to name it, Rakim would have stood tall, and possibly you would have still regarded him as the best. So for that, he's definitely my number 4. Checking in at number 3, I might find interesting. Knowledge reigns supreme. I put him at number 3. Yeah,
nah, man.
They said he was the master of contradiction. Yeah, he was supposedly a hypocrite. Yeah, he had some shaky statements recently in the media.
Real shaky.
That was kind of beyond suspect. It doesn't take away my man enlightened me and so many other people, that it doesn't take away from his music and what he's done.
Yep.
I can compare it or give you a small analogy of, if Jordan or Barkley lost money betting on golf or whatever it was that you said, Jordan charged too much labor costs for the children that's making his shoes, whatever have you, you still are gonna say Jordan was the best basketball player of all time.
True.
And so with that, my philosophy, return of the boom bap. Oh man, I could go on for days, but KRS-One is my number 3. And if y'all know me, then y'all know who's probably coming next.
Tell him.
And that would be the man from Queens, Mr. Nas. Mr. Nasir. You can call him Esco. Some call him go back to the Nasty Nas days. I remember them days. That's like Iron Mike Tyson, man. Nasty Nas was as good as it gets. And in my book, to this day. It's as good as it gets. Delivery, none smoother. Storytelling, range and subject, everything from the struggle to his daughters, to going to Africa, to building, on what's going on in the country with the president. Nas covers it all, subject matter, A to Z. And he's went up against the best. You talk lyrical prowess or whatever, he's going up against the best.
Let's just be honest. We have some differences, but once again, we're very close. Number 5, Biggie. Number 5 is Biggie, for all the reasons that he said. The man in his 2 albums, one was a double album, you can even call it 3, touched so many people. His cultural influence was ridiculous. Single after hit after single after hit was really not done before by any hip-hop artist. And I don't need to say anymore. It's Biggie, y'all. Number 4, Rakim. Pioneer, wordsmith, another teacher, another person who we could look up to simply because of his range of music. It wasn't just from the hood. He made it seem like we could travel the world for the first time when we heard Rakim speak. Number 3 is Andre 3000, and this is going to be the major bone of contention between me and D-Boy Slim. To have him at number 7, to me, is ludicrous. When we look at my 4 criteria, we're going to repeat them. The pure rap and poetic skill, I don't know who could be better. It's a 10 out of 10.
One album.
One album? Wait a minute. Stop. The man was with Outkast, which is hands down the best group of all time. And it wasn't because of Big Boy.
We was talking about best soloist.
His rap style and poetic skill, 10 out of 10. His music and sonic creativity, well, he goes beyond picking the best beats. He makes the beats. And he makes some of the best and most creative beats we've ever heard. Whether it be all the way from Stankonia and B.O.B. to Southern Playlistic Cadillac music and Ain't No Thing But a Chicken Wing. Yes.
So we not counting the organized noise.
Those all, I said Southern Playlistic Cadillac music.
That's not Andre on the beat.
That's Andre helping with the beats. Well, you can read the back. Now, let me tell you something. The Love Below was the most creative hip-hop album in hip-hop history, and I dare anybody to challenge that fact. On that fact alone, he's already got a 10 out of 10 out of 3 or 4 of my criteria. And cultural influence, I will say, he's probably at an 8 or a 9. Only because he hasn't made something in a long time, and it's why he's number 3 and not number 1. But if you want to know why number 7 is too low, it's because if you ask both of our number 1s, that person will say that Andre was the number 1 person in his list. But we'll get there a little bit later in the show. Number 2, obviously Nas. For everything he said, I don't need to repeat it. It's Nas, y'all. He's number 2, and the only thing he has out of my criteria that brings it down is his musical and sonic creativity. The beats he chose, the beats he continues to choose, I don't understand it. But he just likes the boom bap. But he's such a good lyricist and such a good poet, and with such a good style that he makes it to number 2. It's where he belongs. Let's go to the number 1, people. D-Boy Slim.
Drum roll, please. It's simple. And I'm going to use one of his songs to segue into number 1. And it ain't hard to tell. It ain't hard to tell. The reason why Nas is not number 1 is because it could only be a number 1. Brooklyn's own Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
Let's be real. 16 albums, as I said. 15 of them are platinum.
Jesus.
Number 1 albums. He's broken Elvis Presley's record with number 1 albums on the Billboard. Yes.
Facts.
Yes. That's Jay-Z. Ain't No Nigga. Can't Knock the Hustle. Dead Presidents. You say it didn't hit you like that in 96? They were all on the billboards. And that was the one album that might not have gone platinum. I'm not sure. I would have to check the numbers to this day. But that was the one that didn't go.
H to the Izzo.
In My Lifetime, platinum. Hard Knock Life. Y'all remember that one.
It's a hard knock life.
Hard Knock Life Volume 2, 5 times platinum.
Jigga man. Jigga what? Jigga who?
Oh yeah, by the way, that year, besides going 5 times platinum, he won the Grammy for Best Album of the Year.
Oh.
Let's get into In My Life Volume 3. In My Life Volume 3, don't ring no bells. Down south they do. I was out here, big pimpin' with UGK, Pimp C, Bun B, and Jay-Z. Yep, Big Pimpin' was on that album. Needless to say, another platinum effort. You saying, did he keep going? Yes, he keep going. He told y'all he never stopped. He never would. He never did. Magnum Holy Carter, 1.5 million. Watch the Throne, 2 million. Lupin 3, 2.4 million. American Gangster, 1.6 million. Those
Stop
are
it.
just,
Stop it.
fadeaway shots.
Stop it.
This dude was dunking from the free throw line at one time, man. And to this day, if you ask somebody who's the best rapper, what we gonna talk about? How he bought the Brooklyn Nets? How he bought the Nets from New Jersey to Brooklyn?
Oh.
Or how he married Beyonce, who was the best in her genre, respectively. What we gonna say? How is he not the best? Somebody please comment and tell me, what is he not the best at?
Let me jump in, man. Let me get some. Because he's obviously my number one too. And he didn't even mention his versatility. We got mixtapes of Jay-Z when he was rapping with Big L. Woo! Was that when he was rapping like Bone Thugs and Harmony?
Or when he came up with Jazz and Sauce Money?
Oh, or is that when that's when he started the whole platinum thing when everybody else was wearing gold?
Let's knock it off.
Just knock it off. Everything about him is better.
It's better. Like my man likes to say, it's better.
It's better, man. And you may not like this if he's too pop. He's the first one who said kill auto-tune. If he's too gangster, he's got the song called Girls that all of them love.
I can't recall all y'all dudes in the 90s. It was an epidemic. Everybody had to have a platinum chain instead of a gold one.
That's Jay.
Let's be honest where that came from.
We don't need to say no more, man. Matter of fact, you the one got to prove it. If you think Jay's not the best, you're the one that has to prove it. We don't have to say no more. We're going to wrap it up. I'm going to say this. My top 10, Tupac, T.I., Common, Big L, KRS. Number 5, Biggie, then Rakim, Andre 3000, number 3, and anybody who says different is a travesty. Number 2 is Nas, Jay-Z, obviously to me, number 1.
1 through 10 for me, for Slim, the official list. Obviously, Jay-Z number 1. Nas coming in at his number 2.
Slightly.
Number 3, KRS-One, Chris. Number 4, Rakim. God. Number 5 is Biggie. Number 6, Pop. Number 7, Andre 3 Stacks. Number 8, Big Pun. Number 9, Big L. And number 10, Tip. Yeah, Bankhead T.I.
All we need is you. What do you think? Leave your top 10 right down there. Tell us where we were off. Tell us where we were on. And let us know who won. Who's got the real legit top 10?
What's topping it?
Where's who?
Who did we leave out? Did we leave out the new age kids?
Well, part of it is cultural influence and longevity. And so it's hard for the new kids to get in. We'll see in a few years if they reach it. A lot of them have gone up to my top 20. They're climbing still, so we don't mean to leave them out, but as part of our criteria, you can see easily why a lot of them just haven't fit in.
Well said, my brother. Y'all tell us, do we have any shout outs today?
Yes, we got shout outs today. Man, I'm so happy you guys were leaving comments. We haven't had shout-outs for a couple days now. Chuck Pope. He said, I'm saying 40, but bus is dope too. That was the E40 versus bus. Yeah. Steve Paris, on the other hand, said bus all day. Bus a bus all day. I like you, Steve. That's what's up. And Stan A. This was in response to is West Coast overhyped. So when we were talking about whether it's just one state, compared to New York having to compete with a bunch of different states, California is a bunch of different states, and that was what I was saying. But to compare New York to Miami is like comparing LA to the Bay. And we're with you. Stan A, I hear what you're saying, and thank you very much. We'd like to thank everybody.
We appreciate the comments.
And we appreciate those comments. We're going to keep shouting you out. Please hit us up right down there to get an interview. If you want an interview, if you want to promote your product, we're doing that. Also, go right down there. You can buy any of the beats that you've heard so far. All the beats and all the shows from beginning to end is made by Team Boxcar Beats. Any rappers, you want to get some heat on your album, on your mixtape, go get them.
Tomorrow we're going to get into a little something more serious, y'all. What's going on out there in Chicago? Now, y'all probably ask yourself, or probably talk about who you watch this with. Why does my man rock the Chicago hat every day? Tomorrow's show, we're going to shed some light on some of that.
Chicago, I got nothing to say till tomorrow. We got a problem, y'all. Tune in tomorrow. Hear what we can do to stop it. Hear why it's a problem. And hear what you can do to help. With that being said,
check in tomorrow.
peace.